Good morning, and welcome to the Florida Recycles Week, where we will talk about buying recycled. I'm Lisa Gilliard, the Senior Sustainability Programs Manager for Publix Supermarkets. And Publix is proud to sponsor Florida Recycles Week, and we hope you've enjoyed learning more about what you can do to recycle right. Stacy and Tracy, the recycling squirrels, were a lot of fun during yesterday's Recycle on the Go. And we kicked off the week taking the pledge on America Recycles Day. And then we were reminded about what goes into that curbside bin during You Can Recycle Right. And congratulations to all of the Recycling Champion Award winners. Publix was proud to be included as one of the award winners during Wednesday's press conference, and we know we're in very good company. Today, you'll hear about the importance of buying recycled. But first, I'll tell you a little more about Publix. The first Publix store opened in Winter Haven, Florida in 1930 by our founder, George Jenkins. And today, Publix is the largest employee-owned company in the United States with more than 225,000 associates. We operate 1,286 stores throughout 7 states in the Southeast. In addition to our stores, we have 11 manufacturing plants between Florida and Georgia, where we manufacture everything from ice cream to sweet tea to deli salads. As you can imagine, our daily operations throughout our stores, distribution, and manufacturing plants result in a lot of materials that can be recycled. In 2020, we recycled more than 298,000 tons of cardboard, 5,000 tons of mixed paper, and 12,500 tons of mixed plastics. And thanks to our customers, more than half of the plastics we recycled are from the bags they put in our recycle bins outside our stores each day. What you might not know is what happens to those bags after they're returned to our stores. All of the soft plastics are collected and sent back to our return centers where they are further sorted and processed. Our recycler picks up a full trailer and takes it back to their facility where they turn the bags into plastic pellets. And finally, the pellets are sold to manufacturers who make a variety of durable plastic goods. Some examples of items containing recycled plastic include composite decking for your patio, plastic benches, flower pots, and more. So when you drop off your plastic shopping bags at Publix, not only are you doing good by keeping them out of the landfill and out of the environment, but you're also helping to reduce the need for virgin plastics to create new products. We took a trip down our own aisles and found plenty of examples of products and packaging that contain recycled materials, like plates and napkins that are made from 100% recycled materials. Coffee pods and cereal are in packaging made from recycled materials. Even this shopping basket contains 25% recycled materials. So the next time you shop with us, be sure to drop off your plastic bags and know those bags will have a new purpose. And don't forget to buy recycled, and let's do good together.
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth DeWitt, and I'm the President and CEO of the Florida Beverage Association. We are honored to be a member of the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation and strongly support its efforts to improve Florida's recycling rates through educational programs like this webinar. We believe that taking proactive steps to increase recycling helps us all. As a member of the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation, we have the opportunity to network with Floridians like you who share best practices to increase recycling rates and help preserve Florida's natural environment. The Florida Beverage Association represents non-alcoholic beverages in the Sunshine State. Our members, which are listed here, include Coke Florida, PepsiCo, Keurig Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola United, Buffalo Rock, and Pepsi Refreshment Services. These companies work together to support the communities where we live, work, and play. We do this through our initiatives around environmental sustainability, health and wellness, and economic development. Here's a sampling of some of the products made by FBA members. Hopefully you see some of your favorites, and if you haven't tried some of these, be sure and go try some today or your local grocery or retail store. Florida's beverage companies manufacture and distribute some of the most popular non-alcoholic beverages in the world. From products in your neighborhood stores to our support of local community initiatives, our presence is felt in every community across the state. We play an important role in the state's economy by providing good paying jobs, paying significant tax dollars to state and federal governments, and making generous charitable contributions to organizations throughout Florida. From an economic standpoint, the Florida beverage industry provides over 19,000 jobs and has a direct economic impact of over $13 billion. In addition, Florida's beverage companies and their employees generously contribute over $98 million to charitable causes across the state. Another way that we live our values is by championing community programs through the Florida Beverage Association's statewide grant program. This program has contributed over $236,000 to local organizations focused on environmental sustainability as well as health and wellness. This year's recipients include the City of Miami and Orange County Public Schools for programs aimed to increase and improve recycling through education. One of our newest initiatives, Every Bottle Back, is our commitment to work together to help ensure our plastic bottles become new bottles and don't end up in our oceans, rivers, and beaches. Megan Daum, Vice President of Sustainability for the American Beverage Association, is here to tell us more about this exciting program and how we can help keep Florida a beautiful place to live, work, and play.
Hi, everybody. I'm Megan Daum. I am the Vice President of Sustainability at the American Beverage Association. And we are so grateful for this opportunity to speak to you about our Every Bottle Back program. And so let's get into it. In October 2019, ABA launched Every Bottle Back as an umbrella program with numerous components, communicating the value of our industry's cans and bottles, which we are designing to be 100% recyclable, creating an industry on-pack message to inform consumers that the bottles and caps are recyclable, engaging with communities within specific regions of the country to maximize the collection and processing of our industry's containers, and positioning material in markets where it can be remade into new cans and bottles. We're also designing a methodology to benchmark our industry's PET footprint so that we can make meaningful and significant reductions in our industry's use of virgin plastic. Consumer research showed us that most consumers don't realize that PET is 100% recyclable. What we know is PET is a valuable, recyclable material with robust end markets. And our companies are working hard to eliminate labels, layers, and other contaminants. And each company has a goal of 100% recyclability by 2025. We ran a TV ad in 2021 in most major cities around the country, kicking off during the Super Bowl in February. Testing of the ad already shows that it outperforms all other ABA ads to date, and that it resonates with consumers who weren't aware of the hierarchy of materials or that beverage companies are carefully designing containers so that they may be captured, processed, and recyclables. I'd like to play the ad for you, if that's okay.
We need to reduce plastic waste in the environment.
That's why at America's beverage companies,
our bottles are made to be remade.
Not all plastic is the same.
we're carefully designing our bottles to be 100% recyclable, including the caps.
They're collected and separated from other plastics,
so they can be turned back into material that we use to make new bottles.
That completes the circle and reduces plastic waste.
Please help us get every bottle back.
It's a great ad. We're also creating other great spots, like this one, to raise awareness. And that segues really nicely into the next bit, which is that our companies are coming together, and this is really big, to voluntarily introduce a new on-pack message to promote the recyclability of our bottles and caps. The message is recycle with cap on, and it's currently being rolled out across the country. I've seen it. It looks great. I hope you have too. And if you haven't, you will soon. The Association of Plastic Recyclers and its recycler members have assured us that even with a mix of polypropylene and HDPE caps, that there are robust end markets for that material. We also know from litter studies that caps are often left off. And in fact, for a long time, consumers were even told to recycle bottles with caps off. Our hope is that this industry effort will hopefully make a difference so that the bottles and caps are both recycled. Every Bottle Back also leverages the World Wildlife Fund's resource plastic methodology as the framework to measure the industry's progress in reducing our use of virgin plastic and to identify opportunities to make greater impacts. Our footprint methodology measures both the front and back ends. So on the front end, we're measuring the industry's progress towards 100% recyclability, the industry's use of virgin plastic, and efforts to offset that usage in ways like increasing the use of recycled content in bottles or using alternative containers like cans for certain categories, lightweighting and reuse and refill models, both at home and on the go. On the back end, we're looking at the recycling rate for PET, as well as litter studies to measure what's being mismanaged. The World Wildlife Fund is our third-party partner for this effort, and they will keep our progress transparent and credible. The last piece, and really the one that I work closest with, and I think the one that's probably most relevant for the subject matter today, is that ABA's members companies have created a $100 million recycling fund that will be leveraged with grants and other investments to total $400 million to improve recycling access, education, and infrastructure in key US locations. We're working with two recognized leaders in this space, the Recycling Partnership and Closed Loop Partners, who, for this program, are laser focused on key geographic areas of the country with end markets for our containers. What we're doing is linking together TRP's at-home recycling education and infrastructure access or upgrade model, which pulls cleaner and more PET out of homes, and we're vertically integrating that model with CLP's infrastructure investments so that the MRFs processing PET are upgraded and efficient, and we're not losing any of the valuable material that we pulled out of homes. PET bales are then positioned for our members to pull through the end markets and back into bottles, and also cans. Since launching, we have committed more than $12.5 million for infrastructure and education improvements in 15 communities, which together are projected to help collect 693 million new pounds of PET over 10 years. That's 693 million new pounds, which for those of us who know, that is a lot of material, and we're super excited. In fact, by 2030, we forecast that the Every Bottle Back Investment Fund will create enough rPET volume to increase bottle crate rPET by 20% in the United States. Like I said, we want every bottle back, and we are just very honored to have been given a couple minutes to talk to you about this program and all the exciting components of it. And I want to say a very warm thank you to Liz DeWitt for kicking us off today, and for all of Florida Beverage Association's important and critical work in this space. Thank you, everybody. We look forward to taking questions. And this is our contact, I apologize. This is our contact info if you want to get in touch with us. And thanks again.
Greetings, my name is Keena Corey, and I'm the Executive Director for the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation. Today, I want to talk with you about the importance to buy recycled. If you're like most people, you probably already recycle your empty containers at home, the office, and on the go. Thank you. Recycling is such an important step to keep valuable materials out of the landfill and in the economy, preventing pollution while creating green jobs. Now it's time to complete the cycle of recycling. It's just as important to buy products made with recycled content as it is to recycle. Our consumer choices have an impact far beyond the register. To unlock all the environmental and economic benefits that come with recycling, your recyclables have to transform into new products. And in other words, you already recycle. Now it's time to buy recycle. There's a lot that needs to happen to save the planet, conserve our natural resources for future generations. We all need to participate and we all need to buy stuff occasionally. Well, some of us a little bit more than others. With answers to these common questions, you can make better everyday purchases. So what's the difference between something that's recyclable and something with recycled content? In a nutshell, a recyclable product means that it can be collected and remanufactured into new products. A recycled product means that it actually has been collected and remanufactured into new products. A truly sustainable product is both recyclable and recycled. Unfortunately, not everything that is recyclable has recycled content, and not everything that is recycled content is recyclable. So why should we buy recycled? When you buy recycled, you're making sure that the empty containers that you put in your recycling bin are actually made back into new product, therefore completing that recycling circle. So what should you look for? Find labels and products descriptions that say made with recycled content or post-consumer content. Post-consumer content means that the recycled materials used in your product came from a recycling bin just like yours. This is the gold standard of recycling content. Is it easy to find recycled products? Yes. Buying recycled is easy. And matter of fact, recycled products are all around you. A lot of products you already purchased can be swapped for recycled versions. Whether you're shopping at your local store or online, you're bound to find something recycled. You can find a huge array of choices to fit practically every need, from food, cleaning, and personal care products, all the way to clothes and exercise mats. Can my recycled products be recycled again? The short answer is yes. Recycled plastics can absolutely be recycled again. So can recycled glass, metals, and paper. Whether a specific product is recyclable depends on what it is and where you are. This is true of many items, regardless of whether or not it contains recycled content. So here are some general tips. First, if you have a recycled package that your local recycling system accepts, like a bottle or container, absolutely put it in your recycling bin so it can be remade again and again. If you have furniture, clothing, toys, or anything that wouldn't typically go in your regular recycling bin, donate it to your local Goodwill store so someone else can enjoy it. If the item is damaged or can't be given away, you probably can recycle it through other programs. For example, your local animal shelter always needs old towels, sheets, and blankets. Do your part by buying recycled materials when possible. Local governments, think about giving an extra point or two to your procurement process for those items made from recycled materials. NASA uses green procurement to purchase environmentally preferable products and services. The Green Procurement Program is intended to increase green purchasing by federal agencies. Products made with recycled material were the first to be included. And markets are improving. We heard a great presentation on Tuesday by Don McCormick of Waste Management about how markets for recycled materials are improving. Just let's take a look at a few items that have increased in price over just the past few months. For example, PET bottles have doubled in price in a year. Polypropylene containers have quadrupled in a year, and your milk jugs have doubled, as well as making them the most valuable commodity in your curbside recycling programs. So let's look at OCC and SOP prices. Both old corrugated cardboard and standard office paper prices are rising. Let's look at some items that are made from recycled materials. Now look at this beautiful deck. It is all made from recycled plastics. And with the holidays right around the corner, look for toys that are made from recycled materials. For example, this truck is made from recycled plastics and is made in the USA. Backpacks, pens, beautiful clothing found like at 30A, toothbrushes, shoes like Rothy's, and remember what Lisa was talking about. Publix has paper towels, paper plates, napkins. They're all made from recycled materials, just to name a few. You just need to take a second or two to look for those items that are made from recycled materials or have recycled contents. So make sure that you keep recycling and buy recycled too. Thank you.
Hi, and good morning. Thank you for joining us for the very last day of Florida Recycles Week. We hope you've enjoyed the whole week. We've had a lot of great presentations, and I want to go ahead and kick off and thank our panelists for joining us today. So if you have some questions, just throw them up in the chat, and we'll try our best to get them answered. So let's see. Aluminum cans. How many times can aluminum cans be recycled, Megan?
I'm happy to take this as somebody who worked in the can industry for 15 years. So hopefully I know the answer. Aluminum cans are infinitely recyclable. And what that means is you can take a can and in 60 days, it's back on the shelf as a new can, and you can do that over and over and over again. So we love cans.
Awesome. And you talked about the new labeling on the caps. And I know that, we've heard in the past that caps are tough to recycle. Is that because of the MRF equipment, or, what had limited that in the past?
Hi, I can take that one too from a Florida
Okay,
standpoint, and then Megan, I'll let you jump in as needed. So I find, and I actually just had a conversation with one of the municipalities in Southwest Florida, that there's just a lot of confusion about the recyclability of caps. And people still think they need to take them off. We have actually designed the bottles and the cap to be fully recyclable. In some cases, there's more plastic in that cap than the bottle. And so it seems like there's an education issue for the most part. Most all the MRFs I can think of actually take the caps from our bottles. You just want to keep them on the bottle so they don't get stuck in the machinery as small items. But I think there is some confusion around that. So if there's a specific county or municipality that has questions, please feel free to have them reach out to me. I'd be happy to have that discussion with them.
And the only thing I would add to that is that we've confirmed with all the recyclers that, there's valuable end markets for this material, that even when the cap, we want that cap on there so it doesn't get lost, because when the cap is alone, it's so small that its chances of getting recycled are a lot better when it's on that cap. And the PET and the caps are usually made from polypropylene or high density polyethylene, and they are easily separated out by a sink float methodology at the reclaimer. So there's great end markets for it. Please recycle your bottles with the caps on.
I think that's great. And I did see the commercial, and I thought it was so impressive that, those competitors came together for that great message. And I learned to keep my cap on. So that's awesome. Thank you. Let's see. So we heard a lot about recycling on the go this week. And one question is about contamination. So you have those soda bottles and you can't rinse them. Is the residual a problem for that? Kina, would you like to speak to that? Or
Sure, I will. And then if Megan and Liz want to jump in too. The most important thing is that you don't leave a lot of liquid in. I mean, you're going to end up maybe with a little bit of liquid no matter what, even if your house or whatever. But what you don't want is a bunch of dirty liquid. Sometimes people will use bottles for other reasons other than what the stuff was that was supposed to fit in there. So you just want to make sure that they're as empty as possible. Once again, like Megan and Liz have stressed, put that cap back on and put it in the recycling bin. But if you're at home, just take a quick second and rinse it out and then put it in your recycling bin.
awesome.
I think I was going to add one other thing. I think a lot of times when people talk about contamination, or when we talk about contamination as an industry, people actually think of it as like the food residue in there. But for the most part, Kina, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, what we're actually talking about is things put in the bin that aren't recyclable. So I think there's a little confusion on that part too. So I think a lot of people do some wish cycling, where they put things in the bin that they wish they could recycle, and that's actually a contaminant. So just to kind of add on to what Kina said about contamination also.
And you're absolutely right, Liz. That's the biggest problem that we have. People think contamination, they're thinking, oh, almost hazardous waste. No, it's not that. It's simply that if you have a recycling bin, put the things in that bin that belong there. Check with your local governments. Everybody's a little bit different, and that's okay. So just check with your local governments and see what's on their list, and make sure that you put those items in that bin. And when in doubt, throw it out. I mean, I think every single day we've heard the same line: when in doubt, throw it out. It's much better to get it out of the recycling stream so it doesn't screw up a whole load. And just, especially food waste. A lot of times people say, oh, they're never going to mind that banana peel, or they're not going to mind a couple of things of that nature. And they don't realize if everybody starts doing that, then it becomes garbage. and then it has to go to a landfill. And we don't want those good bottles or paper, cardboard, aluminum cans. We don't want those to go to a landfill. We want those to be recycled.
Very good, very good. So Mike, you're not off the hook. We're going to bring you in here. I want to ask you, first of all, how do we get your product?
So if you go to 30agear.com, we have hundreds of different products, many of them made from recycled plastic water bottles that we collect through landfills throughout the US. So we buy the raw materials from a company named Reprieve. They basically take the bottles out of landfills, they sanitize them, they pulverize them, they spin them into a yarn, and we take the yarn and we combine it. In the case of like a fishing shirt or a sun shirt, it's more like 90 to 95% recycled plastic mixed with a little another material. In the case of our t-shirts and our hoodies, it takes about anywhere from 4 to 8 water bottles to make a unisex t-shirt. It takes anywhere from 16 to 20 to make a recycled hoodie or sweatshirt. And so we blend those with a recycled cotton. So in the case of like a sweatshirt or t-shirt, half of it will be recycled plastic yarn, half of it will be recycled cotton. But they're the super soft shirts. And the nice thing is, sometimes when people hear about wearing plastic in their minds, they're thinking, ooh, is that scratchy or that's weird? No, anything with the word poly in it is plastic. So a lot of the sheets you sleep on, anything that you buy from Lululemon or athletic apparel, it's just that it's all virgin plastic. So what we're doing is taking plastic back out of the system and using it to make shirts that we're shipping to people all over the US. We're available in 400 stores across the nation, and growing. So we're so far we've recycled almost 7 million plastic water bottles by taking them out of the system, putting them back into garments that people can wear, and hopefully it just helps contribute to, if nothing else, the idea that everybody can be doing a little something, and if we all do it together, then it can add up to a very large amount.
That's awesome. So we've got a question here about how did you find the company to actually, take this recycled yarn and
So my business partner has been in the apparel business for nearly 40 years. And, we knew we wanted to do a 30A line, and we wanted to make it special. And because we are a beach brand and we are a lifestyle brand, and protecting our local habitats is super important to us, we felt like that was a key differentiator that we could come to the market, which we did about 5 years ago. So we were one of the first companies out there really doing it. And Reprieve also loves us because even though they work with larger companies like Patagonia and different, the thing they like about us is all of our apparel is made from the recycled stuff, as opposed to a lot of the larger lines are 5%, 15%, 10% made from recycled plastic. We just, from the get-go, from day one, we're able to do it. So they've been a great partner for us. Now, again, we just buy the yarn from them, which is made from and then we sew our own shirts and do our own designs. We do all water-based printing, which is, the old way of screen printing is very bad for the environment, very chemical driven. So all of our shirts are water, based inks. So, it's just, we have the luxury of being able to start from scratch and do things the right way and not have to turn a ship that's already moving in a direction. So I would suggest that anyone who is interested in learning more, please contact us at 30agear.com or Mike at 30a.com. And also, you can go to Reprieve's website to learn more about their business.
That's fantastic. And we're very lucky to have you in our state. And so we have a question, sorry if we missed it, but recycled content, how much recycled content is in the clothing?
So a typical shirt is anywhere from 4 to 8 water bottles. A sweatshirt or a hoodie, something that's thicker and denser, is anywhere from 16 to 20 water bottles. But we don't just make sweatshirts and hoodies. We make pajamas, we make beach blankets, we make all sorts of products, but the apparel is the most obvious one. But what we've been able to do is identify how much yarn we've purchased, and we know how much that goes into the shirt, so we can kind of do the math and say for every X number of shirts we sell, we know that accounts for approximately a certain number of water bottles. So again, we're almost to 7 million water bottles to date and just getting started, really.
That is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to go shop it.
Well, thank you.
let me pass it back to Kina. And
I just wanted to thank everybody this week. The Florida Recycles Week, this is the first time we've done something every single day. So Monday, we kicked it off, like Lisa said, with the pledge, and we want to thank Coca-Cola Beverages Florida for being our sponsor that day. The second day was You Can Recycle Right, and Waste Management was our sponsor. Recycle on the Go on Thursday was Wawa, and today, again, Lisa, Public Supermarket has been a wonderful sponsor and supporter of this organization. Thank you, thank you. Just a quick shout out to our award winners in case you missed our press conference on Wednesday. Greenworks Orlando won Best Overall. Public Supermarket was the Environmental Steward Superstar. FP&L, Florida Power and Light, was the trailblazer in waste reduction, recycling, and reuse. Rarick Pacific won Innovation in Manufacturing. Universal Orlando, Waste Reduction, Recycling, and Reuse. Keep Brevard Beautiful and the City of Satellite Beach won Innovation in Communications. Wait until you see Millie the Sea Turtle. Dream in Green, Innovations in Education, and Abigail Wright Chamberlain chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution won Innovation for Community Action. And part of theirs was they collected bottle caps in their community because it wasn't allowed in their recycling program. And the Florida Institute of Technology is doing a cleanup project at the Indian River Lagoon using those bottle caps in bags in certain areas that are under monitoring to see if they could help clean up the environment. So great group of people, great winners. We're going to have our next webinar on December the 7th, and all of our Recycling Champion Awards winners will be doing a presentation on why they won their awards. And so you'll get more information of that soon. But I really do want to thank all of our panelists today. Again, Lisa, thank you so much for being a sponsor. Mike, thank you. It was great meeting you not too long ago at a sustainability event in the Panhandle. And that's how I got introduced to 30A, and I love my sweatshirt. And then Megan from American Beverage Association, Liz from Florida Beverage Association. Thank you all very, very much, and have a wonderful day.